Hey everybody, today we're marking out the layout for our footings for this deck, and I wanted to share a quick tip on how to make sure that they're square to the house. So there's this rule that we call the 3-4-5 rule. So that means if we go from one point and we measure out that way 3 feet, we come back to that same point and measure out 4 feet. If we measure from that 4 foot mark to the 3 foot mark, that'll give us 5 feet. And that means if we have 5 feet from those two marks, then that means we have a 90-degree angle here.
Unfortunately, I didn't get footage of the process up to this point, but we established the locations of our footings and marked them out so that we could have our helical piles installed. These are a great option to use for footings because of how quick and easy they are. Unlike the traditional way of pouring concrete footings where you'd have to dig a 4-foot hole, wait for the inspector to take a look, spend at least a day mixing and pouring concrete, and then another 24 hours just for it to set up. With the helical piles, you can start building on them as soon as they're in the ground. So once we got the footings, posts, and beams established, it was on to the floor joists. Now, you're probably thinking that these floor joists look a little bit different than what you're used to, and that's because they are. For this project, we used the Icon screw joist from Fasten Master, and this is a cool engineered flooring system that's sturdy, flat, and it goes together so much faster than traditional framing. We even had Ernie from Fasten Master come to the site to help us with the upper section. Thanks, Ernie. And then we had the foreman come to take a look, make sure we did a good job. He said it was okay. So now that the framing is complete, it's on to the fun part, laying down some decking. And this is going to actually be a two-tone deck, which means that the majority of the decking is going to be this lighter color that you see here, weathered teak, but we also added a secondary color as an accent, which is mahogany. So all of this is PVC decking by Timbertech, which is the top of the line decking that you can get. It has a 50-year warranty and it looks incredible, and it's super easy to work with as well. So I know what you're thinking. Yeah, the decking might look nice, but you're just going to ruin it with a bunch of screws. Well, that's where you're wrong. So we're using two different types of hidden fasteners on this deck. So you're not going to see any screws in the decking at all, and it's going to have a nice, clean finish when we're done. So this is always one of the more scary parts of building a deck, and that is making the cuts to install the picture frame going around all the sides. And it's scary because one small miscalculation, one small distraction is all it takes for a monumental mistake that will cost thousands of dollars to fix. So there's no pressure when you're making this cut, but I like to use this track saw to make sure that my cut is perfectly straight. I go through and triple check my measurements to make sure that it's perfectly square, exactly where I want it, and gives me the spaces that I need and that I want to give it a nice clean look. So I'm gonna just kick this little piece in. This is the mahogany accent piece, and this is how things look getting put together now. So that's about it for now. I really hope that you enjoyed building this deck with us as much as we enjoyed putting it together. So if you have any thoughts, any questions, feel free to drop a comment and let me know what you think about the progress so far. And if you want to keep up with this, see more updates, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more details or what's going on in our future projects. Thanks for watching.